Well, hello, and welcome to the In a Flash, The Years Go By podcast, where the Vernon, Texas High School class of 1982 alumni come home to tell the stories that shaped us long after we left the halls of VHS. I'm Ray Gerald, and every episode I have the privilege of visiting with a fellow Vernon Lion to revisit our high school days in Big V and share moments, memories, and milestones that carried us from our Vernon roots to wherever life took us next. These are the real-life journeys of classmates that walked the same halls, cheered under the same Friday night lights, roamed the Lion's Den floor, dragged Wilbarger Street, and watched the same Vernon, Texas sky light up. Our stories always begin in Vernon. Go, Lions! Hello, everybody, and welcome to this special episode of In a Flash, The Years Go By podcast. Today, I have the privilege of talking with two of our classmates from the class of 82 in Vernon High School, and that's Mark Boykin and Sondra Stewart Boykin. Hey, how are y'all doing?
All right.
Good.
Hi.
Good.
All right, well, good. Well, thanks for saying yes to this conversation. And Sondra, thanks for your suggestion of doing this together. That's why I think I'm going to call this the Cupid episode. You think that'll work?
Okay.
All right. And Sondra, you had mentioned that you wanted to do this together uh, because you're just one of, I guess, two couples uh, that are still married from our class. And let's see, is that
Norma and
right?
Kyle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Norma and
Norma and
Kyle. And I've already interviewed Kyle, and
Yeah.
Norma's coming up hopefully soon. And so, I didn't even think about that, but we could have had both of y'all's couples at the same time. But anyway, so I really appreciate you doing this. All right, so uh, before we get started, I thought we would start maybe with a game. You know how we play the 2 minute drill, but maybe a different game with you guys called. Uh, you guys aren't newlyweds, but you guys have been married. How many years you been married?
37.
37. All right.
37.
Congratulations. All right. 37. And how many of them have been good?
Two. No,
Yeah.
no,
My
no.
wife
They're
hates that
good.
joke. My wife hates that joke. When we meet people, we'll say, how many years you been married? I'll tell them 37, and three of them have been good. And
Yeah.
she always gives me the elbow. All right, so that's my attempt at humor. Let's go with this oldie wed game since it's not newlywed. Okay, and so Sandra, since ladies first, we'll go with you. And so these first five questions, I'm thinking that you're going to answer them how you think Mark would answer this. Okay?
Okay.
So think Mark's answers. All right. So you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Uh, which of the two of you is the better driver? What would Mark say? All right.
Okay.
All right. And what would Mark say is when and where was your first date?
Hmm. I don't even remember. Uh,
You ready for question three?
okay.
All right. Question three. What will Mark say? What was your first anniversary gift that he gave you? Give Mark time to think.
Man, these are hard questions.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Number four. Uh, what will Mark say is who apologizes first?
Don't. Okay.
And and Mark's answer to this question. Where were you when Mark proposed?
Okay.
All right. All right. So let's go back and answer these. Okay. So, Mark, which of the two of you is the better driver?
Sondra.
Sandra, is that what you wrote
Yep.
down?
Well,
Yep.
she always gripes about my driving.
That's me. It's,
What'd you say, Mark? She goes, what about your driving?
She always griping about my driving.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, Mark, when and where was your first date?
Well, it was probably at at Brahms. We went and my mother had been sick, and we went and got a Sunday at Brahms. So that's
Okay.
probably the very first date.
All right, Brahms in where? In Vernon?
Vernon, yeah.
Okay. Sondra, is that what you have?
I said Vernon.
All right. Was it the Brahms? Do you remember
Yes.
it being the Brahms?
I didn't say Brahms, but I said Vernon.
Okay. All right. All right, Mark. What was the first anniversary gift that you gave Sondra?
No idea. Probably a note. Something I can
A-
think of. I
a
gave her
note?
a note of it.
Sondra?
Flowers.
Flowers. All right. Okay. What kind of flowers? Do you remember?
No,
All
no,
right.
long time.
Yeah. That's a long time ago. 37 years. You have to reach back. All right. Mark, who apologizes first?
Well, it doesn't count if you say, "Well, I'm sorry." Is that an apology?
If it's a true apology, I think it would count. Yes.
Well, I don't know if it's true, but is it? Either one of us probably.
All right. Sondra, what did you say?
I said me, but it was probably my tone he was talking about.
Oh, okay. All right. All right, Mark. Where were you when you were proposed?
At Ala Clark's, I was renting a little area behind her house. She had a duplex, and I was back there.
That's what I said at his house.
At his house. Okay.
Mhm.
Very good. All right. All right. So, Mark, here are your questions, and this is how you think Sondra will answer these questions, okay?
Okay.
All right. So, which of you is the early bird? And who is more patient, you or Sondra? What will she say?
Okay.
All right. All right. What will she answer to this one? What was your favorite vacation together?
Okay.
And what will she say to this question? Who had to give? Do you guys have children?
Yes,
One.
a
Okay.
son.
Who had to give the talk to your child? And this last one, uh, if Sondra could use only one word to describe your marriage today, what word would that be? All right. Done? Okay. All right. So, Sondra, which of you is the early bird?
Me.
Is that
I
what you
have to
wrote
go to
down?
work. I have to go to work
Yeah.
earlier.
She gets
Oh.
up before I do.
Okay. All right, Sondra, who is more patient, you or Mark?
Mark.
I put Sondra was more patient.
Yeah? How come?
I don't know. She has to deal with me, so she has to be pretty patient.
All right. And Sondra, what was your favorite vacation together?
Probably we went to Colorado.
Yeah? Whereabouts in Colorado?
Estes Park.
Estes Park? Okay.
There's
Mark?
there's also Wyoming where we went to Yellowstone. So I don't
Okay.
know which one he'll say.
Well, I didn't say either. I said when we went to Alaska because
Oh, well,
it
that
was
was
a work trip for her, but it was a very enjoyable trip. Very beautiful place.
Okay. All right. Okay. Very good. All right, Sondra. Who had to give the talk to your son?
Yeah, it's kind of a mutual thing though, because you have to tell everything to him more than once. So
Yeah.
he probably heard things for both of us.
Okay. All right. Sondra, if you could describe your marriage with one word today, what would that be?
interesting.
Okay. Mark, is that the word you use?
Never a dull moment.
Never
I said
dull.
love. I just knew she was going to say loving.
Loving. Okay. All right. Loving and interesting. All right. We'll take that. All right. Very good. You guys you came across, sounds like you know each other pretty well, looks like. All right. So, again, thanks for saying yes to this conversation. I was looking forward to it because, it's been 40 something years since we graduated high school and seen you at a couple of reunions, I think. Um,
Yes,
are both of you from Vernon, born and raised?
yes.
Yes. Okay. And so when you think back about our time in high school, what are some memories that come to mind for you?
Plus, I enjoyed all the friends that, doing things with friendships and I guess school was okay most of the time, but
Hmm.
uh but just spending time with friends.
Okay. How about for you, Mark?
Well, I've thought about that, and I really think that my favorite things were when I've been in acapella with the group of people that it was across all the different age groups. It wasn't any one age group, and so I had friends through all the age groups, but all the stuff we did together, I really missed that through the years.
Hmm. Okay. And so who are some of your friends, Sondra?
Uh, well, there was Tracy Gillespie and Tammy Milner, and I was friends with Kathy McClellan, and Cheryl Beverly, whatever, and and oh, just Nancy, who's passed away, Nancy Wall,
That's a wall. Okay.
and that was probably the ones I hung around the most.
Did you know them from grade school, middle school too, or did you hang out mainly in high school?
Uh, both ways. Some of them I was in junior high. We kind of we met on the corner of Intermediate every morning, and
Okay.
uh, and then all through high school and through we went. Most of us went to VRJC, so through that, and
Okay.
just until we moved.
Right. Okay. And Mark, who are some of the friends you had made through at least through the choir anyway?
Well, I had a longtime friend with Danny Weiser, and we kind of lost contact. I'm not sure what he's up to now. John Olive was always a real good friend, and there's just so many of us. And we, when you do so many things together, you just get close to everybody. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Uh,
I'm
Go
sure I
ahead.
forgot some too.
Yeah, I understand that. Danny Weiser and I, we rode the school bus freshman, sophomore year. His sister Dawn and I think his brother's name was Douglas, maybe.
hmm.
Yeah. But we rode the school bus together. I remember we had PE together. I think you might have been in that PE class my freshman year as well. All right. Very good. So those are some memories. So when you guys think about high school, first of all, did you guys date in high school?
No,
No. Okay. All right.
he tried. I didn't.
All right. I can kind of remember that because I'm thinking, Mark, you liked Sandra in high school. Do I have that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
you
could
know
kind of
what?
tell.
She's sick Donna Holland on me in church, and Donna Holland told me to leave her alone. She did not like me like
Oh,
that.
really? Oh, okay. Hmm. Okay. Well, maybe we'll get into some of that here in a little bit, or maybe now. It's like because I can remember that I could tell in high school that you were kind of sweet on Sandra. I don't know if you just kind of looked at her with I don't know if it's puppy dog eyes or what, but you seem to have feelings for her. Did I have that right?
Well, we were always pretty good friends. We went to church together, and we'd close down the church. Everyone would be gone. We'd be in the parking lot talking or something, and
Right.
so we've always been friends. So
Okay. Very good. And so Sandra wanted to stay friends in high school, I'm guessing. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, so what would be some words or a phrase that you would use to describe your high school experience?
Oh, it was good, enjoyable, and just spending time there with friends and doing different activities. And I was
Okay.
on the yearbook staff, so we spent a lot of hours doing that, and
Right.
uh, and just about that, we see them after school. We go either drag Wilbarger or go to their house, just
Right.
spending time.
Right. And in the yearbook staff, so you got in journalism in junior year, is that correct? And then
Uh-huh.
you guys are the newspaper, the Roar, is that
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
All right. And so what was that like for you? What did you have to do to to publish
Well,
the Roar?
it was just coming up with ideas for stories to write, and that's
Yeah?
basically what I still do today.
Yeah?
So,
Okay.
um,
So that kind of prepared you for your career now?
yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll move into that here in a little bit. All right. So, do you remember some of the stories that you wrote for the Roar? Because I don't remember.
No.
I think Kathy mentioned that when I talked with her, and I had forgotten about the newspaper, the
Yeah.
Roar. Uh, but
Yeah, I couldn't tell you anything. I don't
okay.
remember that far.
All right. And when you were in the yearbook staff, what was that like for you?
It was good. We had fun, putting everything together and coming up with the theme and trying to trick people and
Yeah.
into a different theme.
Yeah.
But but we had just fun together doing that.
What
And
was the process like in coming up with that theme?
uh
How did you choose that?
I don't remember. I just remember we came up with, talking about how everything goes by so fast.
Hmm.
And so I don't know if it was that or who even originally said something about
Right,
that.
right. Okay.
But we like the lightning picture and
Yeah.
and just in a
Yeah.
flash.
Yeah. I think it's a great theme. And I never read this before, but in our yearbook, our senior yearbook, it talks about, in the different activities and talks about journalism and the yearbook staff. And I'd never read that till today, that it talked about we- they came up with that you guys came up with this theme because you wanted to be special for our class, the seniors, and you wanted to be special for the freshman class because it's their first year. So last year it's their first year, and the flash years go by, and that you hope that everybody would love this yearbook.
Yeah.
That's the first time I'd ever read that. You just look at the pictures, maybe read the captions,
Oh, yeah.
but I just thought that was pretty interesting and thoughtful to think about freshmen coming in. So that's cool. Thanks for that.
Mhm.
And so, what was your job in the on the yearbook staff? What did you have to do?
I was in the class section, so I did all of the freshmen
The
up
photos
to the
and
seniors. Yes, up the school photos,
okay,
organized them and put that section together.
okay. And so your parents, they had Stewart Studio, they were photographers, yeah? All
Yes.
right.
Uh-huh.
And so were they the ones that took the photos for that, or I mean, I remember
They
we
took
said it.
they took a lot of years. I don't remember if they took the senior ones or not. Our senior. I know they took several years of seniors,
Okay,
but I can't. That's bad. I can't even remember if they took ours or not. But
okay. All right.
but but yeah, they did all the pictures for that.
Yeah. And I seem to recall your parents, didn't they do the football games or did they do like
Yes.
sporting events? And I remember them being on the sidelines, you know.
Yes.
They,
Yes, they did. They took pictures at the football game, Vernon, and then was down during high school. I was on the sidelines on the other
yeah.
side.
Oh,
So
okay.
they were on the Vernon side, and I went always to the opponent's side and took pictures from that angle. So,
Oh, okay.
so we were all three down there.
Wait, did you do that for all 4 years?
Think so. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, okay, wow. So all through high school, you were doing that on whether it's home game or away game.
Yes,
Wow.
yes.
Ah,
It's
okay.
it was kind of hard to sit in the stands after that.
Yeah,
I wanted
yeah,
to
I can
be down.
imagine. And I don't know how I got these, but I have, even though I didn't play that much, I do have a couple of action photos that I assume I got from your folks. I don't know how I got those, but I have some of me playing, and I also have some
Yeah,
of me, some sideline shots where I'm in the frame
yeah,
over there.
yeah.
All right. Well, very good. I thought I remembered you on the sideline, but I thought you were on our side with your folks. But
Well,
maybe
sometimes, but then most of the time I went over,
okay.
depending on if they got me.
Yeah, yeah. All right, I understand. All right, so Mark, on a cappella choir, I looked at some of the photos just to kind of doing my little research here. So you guys had to wear like tuxedos or fancy suits, or what is that
Oh,
right?
I think that we had some things that we had to wear occasionally for different events, but no, I don't remember too much about having to worry about dressing up.
Okay. How many did you guys go to events? I remember Donna Hewlett talking about I guess she sang 1 year anyway, but didn't like going to competitions or the or events. What did you do in a cappella choir? Where did you go?
Oh, we went to different areas, like I said, for contests, and it was hard because you have to do a solo presentation, and I'd always everything would just go out my mind whenever I was up front of the judges trying to do a solo and they're looking at you. I couldn't do that very well.
Yeah. Hmm. What's your range? Are you alto, tenor, uh
But I
bass?
was bass then.
Bass. All right. Uh what was it like having your dad as a teacher in high school?
Well, it's kind of a double-edged sword, I guess, because I always hated. I had parents every time every age. I had a parent at the school, and it was just,
Oh,
yeah, and it was like, do I need to go tell your mother, or do I need to go tell your dad? And I don't know. It kind of bugged you a little bit, but I was very close to many of the teachers there, though.
yeah.
And it's probably because of him. But
Hmm. Okay. I noticed that your dad, he and I spell our first names the same way. He doesn't have a D at the end of his name, correct? How did he pronounce his first name?
it's Raymond,
Raymond, just no
Raymond,
D.
or Raymond. He wanted to
Yeah,
be.
I was always Raymond. That's how I was Raymond. My sister's the only one that calls me that, Raymond. But anyway, I just always thought that was unique that Mr. Boykin and I had the same spelling of our first names. So cool. All right, so in you had to sing solo in order to be on the a cappella or just to go, and why did you have to sing in?
No, just some of the different contests. You'd have to learn. We would learn a choir event, a song, and you'd perform that as a choir. And then they had other things where you could break off and you did little solo things. And I wasn't very good at those. It was better doing everything in a group.
Yeah, okay. All right. And how did you do in these competitions? How did Vernon do?
I don't think we did too bad. I don't remember us ever making any big awards, but it was mainly, I think, just for fun. And Kenneth Baxter, if you know him,
Mhm.
he's pretty
Yeah,
fun guy. He was a great teacher,
yeah,
and he wasn't just all you know serious. He'd get serious, but we had a lot of good times together.
good. And do you remember some of the locations you would go to?
No, just I remember went to Burke Burnett a couple times, and I'm sure there's other various schools, Hershey. I
Mhm.
don't remember offhand.
Okay, are these district competitions for school stuff?
I couldn't tell you. Probably district.
Okay, all right, very good. And you did that all 4 years? Yeah. All right. I assume you guys traveled all together in a bus? Went somewhere?
Yeah, I remember one time something happened and we ended up having the band and us had to travel together. I don't know if something broke down, but that was still fun. But we all had to cram together.
Yeah. All right. Very good. Okay, so you said you were kind of close with some of the teachers because your dad was a teacher. I assume your mom was a teacher too?
Yeah, she was a speech therapist, and then So she was going to different schools at the time, and then she became a second grade teacher.
Okay. All right. And did you have your dad did he only teach American history?
Sondra said she had geography, she thought, with him. I only
Oh,
remembered
no.
him teaching American history, but
Okay.
uh, yeah, I had him.
Yeah. All right. And you think he was easy on you or hard on you than he
I
should have been
always felt
because
like
you were his kid?
I think he was more strict because he didn't want anyone saying why you're playing favorites with your son. So I always felt like he was more strict.
Hmm. Interesting. And I find it interesting that you would say that the double-edged sword part because I don't see you as getting into trouble or doing anything that you would need to tell their parents, your
I
parents.
got expelled one time.
What?
I got expelled because there was a fight. And you know how the kids would do. I said, leave me alone. And these kids came up and they pushed us into each other. And then he was on top of me, and then I was on top of him. And poor Miss Boynton, she had to come break us up, and she called me. There wasn't any question, there wasn't any defense. You're fighting, and so Mr.
Wow.
Boynton said, sometimes you just got to do what you have to do, Mark. And he says, but I'm still going to have to expel you for the day.
Yeah. Wow. So you got to fight in high school or got pushed
Yeah.
together to push you
Yeah,
guys together?
I should have done it from the very first from freshman year. I should have just gotten in a big fight then because everyone pretty much left me alone after that. And so I thought, man, I should have done this from the start. I think that was my junior year that I
Yeah.
sophomore junior. Yeah.
Wow. You're a rebel, man. Wow. I never knew that. You had gotten no fight. Got expelled. Just for a day, you said?
Yeah.
Wow. All
Well,
right.
this other kid, the younger, was shooting paper airplanes, and he had put a needle in the end of the airplane, and he was throwing them when nobody was looking.
Yeah.
And so I came up and told him he better stop. And then the other kids kind of shoved it. From there it
Yeah.
was just a
Yeah.
push and shove match.
Wow. Okay. Did that person get expelled too?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, we
Did you
both
have,
did.
so no, you didn't get licks, nothing like that? You just got expelled. All right. And what did your dad or your mom say?
I think they kind of. It was because my dad was a teacher there that they didn't ask me questions. They just expelled me because they didn't want any blowback. Well, he was a teacher's son, so look what he can get
Uh,
away with. So
wow. Okay. Wow. All right. I see you differently, Mark. Man, don't mess with Mark. Okay. All right. So who were some teachers for both of you that either inspired you you know that you looked up to or whatever?
Well, I was more into the writing, and so English pretty much. Of course,
Yeah.
several have mentioned Mrs. Miller. She
Yeah.
just broke you of a lot of habits.
Yeah.
And I still think today when I try to do something and I think, oh, I need to change that. So, but and Miss Rogers and Miss Hughes
Mhm.
and Miss Pace, they
Mhm.
were all kind of, the writing inspiration part of it.
Mhm. Did you have to do a lot of writing as part of the class, in the journalism for the yearbook staff? Did you have to do a lot of writing for that?
Not a whole lot,
No? Okay.
just some.
Okay. Just get the names right with the pictures, that kind of
Yes,
stuff.
that's right. Yeah.
All right. Uh, and so, Mark, who were some of the teachers that maybe inspired you or that, kind of that you remember
we
that
don't.
had an impact on you?
Well, Ken Baxter, of course, and then uh, Miss Ripley. She was our teacher. I just loved her. Miss Boynton, um,
Okay.
Miss Miller. I love. We were so blessed to have the group of caring teachers that we did. I really feel like, especially after having a child of my own and trying to go through a school system,
Yeah.
we were very good. We had some really good teachers.
Yeah, we did. Uh, it's a it's a good testament, I think, to Vernon. 'Cause everybody speaks highly of our teachers, and so What did we talked about Miss Boynton? Did you do speech as well, Mark?
Yeah, that's what it was. And
Oh,
and someone asked me recently, what of all the classes did I think I got the most out of? And you use your English and use your math and your history and stuff. But I said I use Miss Boynton's stuff every time because the congregation, I'll have to teach classes and go up and talk. And
mhm.
um, in my profession, I have to talk to people a lot. And I'm always rehearsing the different things in my mind that she said, well, when you go up there, you go do this, don't do that. And it's funny. And I even got the chance to tell her one day, I said, I think I use the information that you gave us more than just about anything else. It always
Yeah,
runs through my mind.
yeah. What was her reaction to you saying that?
She was very very taken back. I think she was a lot older at the time when I talked to her,
Hmm.
and I haven't got to talk to her in a long time.
Right. Was she already retired by then when you said that?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It was on Facebook of all things.
Oh, okay.
She popped up on my Facebook, and we was chatting back and forth, and I
Hmm.
and I thought, don't ever miss the opportunity to tell somebody how great they were, or something they did for you. It's always beneficial to both of y'all when you do that, I think.
Yeah, yeah. So in speech, were you in speech all 4 years too?
I don't remember if it was all four or not.
Okay. Did you letter in speech or get a jacket? I remember getting a letter and like a Letterman jacket for
Got one
forensics.
in acapella choir, but no, I don't think I got one either.
Okay. And what were your events in speech? Assuming you went to,
Oh yeah, you got impromptu speaking, and there's just and we have a duet with Jenny Elliott.
okay.
Uh, and then I got up there in front of everybody, and I forgot. Everything's just out of my mind, and I can still tell you right now how it starts.
Yeah.
I still remember how it starts, but man, it was not there that day, and,
Was
and
it?
so we ad libbed.
Oh yeah. Was it taken from a certain play or a certain script of some sort?
Yeah, it was some sort of. I think it was some sort of play, and I really blew it on it.
Okay. All right. So Mrs. Boynton, and so you talk about and so some of the English, but Mrs. Boynton was kind of had an impact on you. Sounds like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Miss
Uh,
Ripley too. She sparked my imagination and creativity. I think in ways that I hadn't thought of.
mhm. All right. Uh, well, what are your favorite memories from high school?
Graduation.
Graduation. All right. What about graduation makes it your favorite?
It was it. It was over.
You're done? Okay.
Yeah.
Sondra, how about for you?
Oh, it was, like I've said, it's just spending time with friends there and just doing different things
Okay.
with them.
So, Mark, you talked about the church. You guys hung out at the church a lot. What were you guys doing when you weren't in school? What were you doing, like on weekends or weeknights? Sounds like Sundays or maybe Wednesdays or whenever you might have been at church. But what were you guys doing? What were your activities?
Before we got married or after?
Uh, well, during high school.
During high school, I just a lot of time with my family. I did mainly the stuff with my family.
Okay.
We go to the Lions Den,
Lions Den. All right.
after the game. But other than that,
Yeah. Okay. Sandra, same for you. I know you talked about cruising Wilbarger, dragging
Yeah,
Wilbarger,
we were
going to friends'
always,
houses.
we were most of the time on Wilbarger Street
Yeah. All right.
with
On
different
Wilbarger Street.
ones. I
Right.
don't know why we thought that was fun, going up and down, up and down.
Yeah. I know.
And
I just you think now it's like I wouldn't want to waste that gas now, but back then we just
um,
we
well,
wasted
we'd
that
end up
gas.
we'd usually stop on a parking lot and everybody would kind of just
Oh
meet there
yeah.
and
Yeah. Did you guys have cars in high school? You have your own cars?
Yes.
All right. What did y'all
Later
drive?
on, I didn't. I didn't at first, but yeah,
Yeah.
junior and senior year, I did.
Yeah. What did y'all drive?
A well, I had a Oldsmobile. Uh, they don't even make them anymore, I don't think. Grand. It wasn't a Grand Prix. It was like a Grand Prix,
Okay.
and then I had a smaller one that was a
Like a
Pinto. I had
cut.
a Pinto.
You had a Ford Pinto? All right. You
Yeah.
see it? Was it a Cutlass? Oldsmobile Cutlass? Is that what you
Yes,
had?
that was
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And what did you drive, Mark?
Well, I learned on a '67 Ford Galaxy,
Oh, yeah.
and I
Okay.
started on the car of my dad's, and then I got a Oldsmobile.
Oldsmobile. All right. Are these cars that you had to buy yourselves, or was it the family car that you had to drive, or what? Was it given to you, or did you have to earn these cars?
Well, the Ford I got, it wasn't much to it when I got it, so dad said, "Kind of here you go."
Yeah.
But the other car I bought, I
Okay.
paid that. My parents bought it. I paid them
Paid
back.
them? Right, right. Okay. And Sandra, how about for you?
Same.
Yeah. Did you guys have part-time jobs while in high school?
My brother and I threw a paper route.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
So
up
when you
and
say
down
your
the
brother,
street.
like, is your brother younger, older?
Yeah, he's 3 years younger.
Years younger. And so, how did your parents are driving you, your
He,
bicycles? How are you
it was in high school. I was driving.
driving? Okay. All right. So I remember Matthew Stafford talking about having uh, a paper route as well. Can't
Yep.
remember the years that he had it, but
It was good money for what you did.
yeah,
So
yeah. And this is from throwing it from the car, just
yes.
swinging them out there. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. And how big was your area to cover of Vernon?
We had several areas. One was it was over in the area of the high school and then back
Okay.
uh, the residential sections.
Hmm.
Then we had one across town over by Shive School.
Okay.
So we just
Yeah, it's a pretty big area. Yeah.
Mhm.
And so you didn't have to, your parents, the Stewart Studio, did you have to work there or
I
did you get paid for
helped
that?
out.
You just
No,
helped. All right.
I just helped. Yeah,
You got to
just help.
help.
Yes, I
All
got to
right.
help.
Did you get to develop photos and learn that kind of stuff? Learn photography and all that?
Mhm.
Yeah?
Yes, and
So dark
then
room and all that?
yes, and then I also when I worked at the Vernon Daily Record after college, I developed
Yeah.
then before
Yeah.
digital.
Yeah. I bet my guess is they have to go through for digital, a lot of film. I guess there's a lot of film. I don't want to say it's wasted, but you go through a lot of film
Yeah,
that
you
doesn't
don't
make the cut.
take well how I was. I didn't take as much film, but now digital, I may
Yeah.
take 100 or 150 shots at a basketball game
Yeah.
uh, with our granddaughter.
Yeah.
So digital, it's just you just take them faster, and but film you had to pay for. to
Yeah.
develop.
Okay. So you got to know what you're shooting and the focus and
Yeah.
know what you're doing kind of so you don't
Mhm.
waste film. Okay. Hmm.
Yeah, I
All
kind of
right.
grew up taking pictures with my mother in the
Yeah.
studio. So
Okay.
mhm.
Did your family have that all while growing up your whole time? They've always had the
Yes.
studio? Yeah.
And my dad was fire chief. So
Oh,
we
okay.
we went to a lot of fires and
Yeah.
wrecks and took pictures for the newspaper
Yeah. You would go and do that too
in
with
the
them?
middle of the night.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Wow. Wow. But I didn't get paid for that. Just something because you're just part of the
Yeah,
studio too.
and we were too young to stay by ourselves.
Oh
So
yeah. Come on, we're going. Let's go.
we just
Pack
got in the
up.
car.
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Uh, did you have any other jobs, Sandra?
Uh, that was about it in high school. I had some in college,
Okay. All right.
but that was
All right. So Mark in high school, where did you work? Did you work
I don't
part-time
remember
jobs?
when I started. I worked for Central Market for a long time,
Okay.
and I can't recall if it was while I was in school or not.
All right. And what
But
what did you do for Central Market?
just whatever Jim told me to do.
Yeah.
He swept the floors, you sack the groceries, you peel the fruit.
Yeah.
Uh, they'd show you how to tell the good from the bad and pick out
Yeah.
different watermelons and cantaloupes for people if they came up and wanted them.
Okay. All right. All right. So, was there a moment for each of you in high school that shaped the direction of your life that you ultimately took?
I can't really think of anything other than I knew in the seventh grade we did those profiles where you kind of guessed what job you wanted to do, you to see what you were interested in. And that's when mine came out as a reporter. And that's
Okay.
where I've been ever since.
Yeah.
So
Okay. All right. What about you, Mark?
Think of any one thing that kind of clinched everything together. That's I always hated it when people, well, what are you going to do? So what are
Yeah.
you going to do? Like you had to have it all figured out when the minute you graduated, and I
Yeah.
was scared to death. I thought, I don't know what I want to do.
All right. Okay. All right. Uh, all right. So, graduation comes. We graduate. What is life like for you? Well, first of all, what did you imagine? Like Mark, you just said I didn't know what I wanted to do or whatever, but what did you imagine life would be like after high school? And how close to reality did it come for you?
I'm not sure. I don't. Life always gives you curveballs, so you just have to roll with the flow.
Yeah,
Um, I don't think you can get it all. Maybe some people can. I don't think you can have it all figured out and it come out just the way you think it should.
yeah, yeah. Same for you, Sondra, or you get a different perspective?
well, I wasn't sure of what direction I wanted to go for sure. And so that's why I went to the junior college there in Vernon
Right,
just for 2 years, kind of just to see,
right,
see what if I could find something that I
right,
liked
right.
real well. And then after that, I still didn't know what I wanted to do after graduation. So I went to Midwestern State for a semester and just took business classes. Hey, I went there for a semester and took a few business classes, and then I decided to into communications is what I wanted,
Okay,
and that's when I went to Lubbock Christian University.
okay,
So, and I was there for 3 years. So,
okay. All right. All right. So because you knew the end game, you wanted to be a reporter, just in terms of the journey of how you get there was kind of what you were trying to
yes, yeah,
figure out. Yeah. Okay.
yes.
All right. All right. So walk us through a few years after high school. So you just kind of you went to VRJC, Sandra, for a couple of years.
Hmm.
Were you involved in any activities or things at VRJC?
Oh,
Now
we
Vernon
did.
College.
We did a lot of me and the same friends I had.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, we played a lot of the intramural sports and
Okay.
just did fun things like that, pretty much.
Yeah,
But that
yeah,
was and hung out. That was
yeah.
about it.
I remember they had those remember they had the tri county college
Yes,
days or
yes,
whatever. Yeah,
yes. I
I
was
uh
on those.
I got second place in weightlifting, the 135 and
Well,
under class, but there were only two guys in there. I got
well,
second place.
I got a trophy in horseshoes.
Horseshoes, woo! All right. They
I
need to make
know.
that an
Yeah,
Olympic sport someday.
I know. Yeah.
Unless it is an Olympic sport, I don't know.
Who
Uh,
knows? It may be by now.
all right. All right. So, and then a couple of classes at Midwestern. Now, at that time going to Midwestern, were you still living in Vernon and just commuting, or were
Yes.
you? Yeah.
Yes. I drove back and forth.
And did you live at home while going
Yes.
to VRJC?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, all right. And so then, what led you to go to Midwestern first?
I still didn't know what to do.
Okay.
So
You
I
try it
kind of just,
out.
yeah, I just thought, well, I don't know really where I want to go for sure, but
Okay.
then this degree just came up at Lubbock Christian, and it was exactly what I was wanting. So
Okay. How did you
that's
hear
where I
about
went.
that degree plan?
Well, I had uh, been in contact with several different schools, looking to see where I wanted to end up at,
Okay.
but just just information they send out, in their catalogs and things.
Okay. All right. And so you got a degree in communication, mass comm, or
Yes,
what?
just business communications.
Business communications. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And so, Mark, what did you do following high school?
Well, I went to Oklahoma Christian. I went to VRJC for like one term, and then I went to Oklahoma Christian they called them trimesters at the time.
Okay.
And I was actually intending to go into youth ministry and decided that wasn't a good fit. And I came home and went to work. Basically, I worked at Gibson's for like 10 years. So
Okay. All right. And where's Oklahoma, the Christian college? Is that in Oklahoma City?
Edmond.
Edmond. Okay. All right. That's a suburb of Oak City, is that right?
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a nice area of Oklahoma City. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And so what did you do at Gibson's?
I was worked in the toys, and then I worked in the office and stationery school supplies.
Okay.
And I got to go on a buying trip to New York City and
Yeah.
New Orleans and got to do some stuff like that.
Wow. All right. And so where was or Gibson's is no longer in business, right? Where was their corporate headquarters at that time?
It was in Wichita Falls.
Oh, was it? It's a pretty local. Okay, I didn't know that. My mom worked for Gibson's for a short period of time, maybe in the early to mid 80s, something like that. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had
All
like
right.
10 stores in our area. They had 10 stores that I would help buy for. And then Walmart kind of took over the show. So,
Oh yeah. Is that when they went under when Walmart came to Vernon or?
oh no, it was kind of, I think the family was wanting to divide some stuff up, and
Okay.
it wasn't ever coming together. It's hard. The smaller you are, the harder it is to survive.
Yeah.
And so they just finally went away.
Okay. So you were there for about 10 years at Gibson's, working full time as a buyer?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what did you do after that?
Oh, I was at church, and this lady came in and she said, "Do you want to sell insurance?" And I, of course, always thought insurance would be the most boring profession. And I said, "Well, I don't know." I was kind of fed up with where I was, and I said, "Well, I'll come in and talk to you." And they pretty much hired me on the spot. And then I worked there for 20 some odd years,
Yeah.
and took over the business actually a couple of years ago.
Okay. And that was
Here
that
in
in
Lawton.
Vernon? Okay. So
No,
okay. Well, when did you move to Lawton? 20 years ago?
32
30 years
years
ago.
ago. Mhm.
Okay, 32 years ago. Okay. So while in Vernon, all right, so let me give our time because you guys had this kind of separate journey in high school, and then when is it that you guys started dating, came together?
Went to school. Well, I went to college in Lubbock, graduated, and then I came back to Vernon and worked at the Vernon Daily Record.
Okay.
And that's when I finally decided I would I'd go out with him. So it was after college.
Okay.
I've got a much better story than that.
Okay. Well, please.
I was renting the apartment back from Isla Clark. She used to be a first grade school teacher years and years ago.
Mhm.
She must have been 100 years old. Anyway, I was in this back house, and my mother got sick, and Sondra said, "Well, let's go, get a Sunday or something at Brahms." And so we went and enjoyed ourselves. We had Brahms. And so it was getting late, and we came back to the house, and I was telling her good night. And I thought, I am going to kiss her. And if she slaps me, I'm going to know that no, she's still just in the friend zone. And so I gave her the quickest kiss there was because I was braced for a slap, you know.
Yeah.
And then the next day, Isla Clark, she said, Mark, I saw you last night and looked like you were kind of getting fresh with this girl. And I always thought that was so funny that
She saw you. All right. So you didn't get slapped, right?
no,
You
not
get slapped?
then.
Okay. So that was it. So you came back and you're working at the Vernon Daily Record, right? As a reporter?
Yes.
Yeah. And so this is late
It was in
80s?
the 80s. Yeah.
Yeah, 80s. Because you
I
got married in
graduated
89?
graduated college in 87 and
Okay.
then went to work at the Vernon Daily Record, and I also worked in Quanah. Vernon owned their newspaper as well.
Oh,
So
okay.
I worked 3 days in Vernon and 2 days in Quanah, and working on both newspapers.
Oh,
And then I stayed there till 94,
okay.
and that's when we moved to Oklahoma.
Okay.
To Lawton.
All right.
We moved to Lawton.
Okay. So in 88 is kind of when you started dating, 87, 88?
Yeah, we got married in 89. So yeah.
89? Okay. Yeah, I got married in 89 too. All right. So my guess is, Mark, that you've liked Sondra for a very long time. When did you first start liking Sondra?
No, I don't know. Kindergarten was it?
No.
Oh, okay. It's a long
When
time.
we moved to Wilburger Street, Church Cross, because our Paradise Street wasn't uh, doing real well, and
Mhm.
eventually they closed. And so I think it was when I went to high school, before I started high school. I think that's about the time. And so we kind of hit it off as friends at that point.
Right.
And I would push the limits, just see how far I could go. If I sit next to her at church, I'd try putting my hand on her, and she would quickly slap it away.
Is that true, Sondra?
Yes.
At church,
Yes.
Mark.
Oh yeah, I know.
All right. That's sweet. Okay, so you get married, and you live in Vernon, yeah, for a while. All right, and you're working at Gibson's, and you're working at the Daily Record, and what's the Quanah paper called?
Quanah Tribune Chief.
Quanah Tribune Chief. Okay.
Yeah.
And so what kind of stories, what kind of reporter were you?
Just general news, just
Yeah?
anything that happened in
Yeah?
Vernon, It
Anything
was
juicy? Any
exciting.
good stories like
No,
that you wrote?
just no, not a whole lot.
It's like the
I
The
had
Lions Club had some kind of something, the Rotary Club had
Yeah,
something.
usually, and we had to be there to take pictures, and
Okay.
it was it was a busy job.
Yeah?
But
Okay. So as a reporter, were you mostly so you were also a photographer and writer of the copy?
yes,
Wow. Okay. All right. And did you work all hours, or did you have a certain? It was at 8 to 5.
most of them, yeah, most of it was 8 to 5, but there were meetings at night that we would go cover, and
Okay.
then I worked the weekends
Yeah.
every Saturday.
Okay. Every Saturday. What did you cover on the weekend? Like the things that are going on in Vernon?
Yeah, just whatever
Vernon?
was going on, and then there wasn't a Saturday paper, so we worked on the Sunday paper,
Oh,
and
okay.
so that's what I would put it together and did everything for it.
Yeah. And I remember when Kathy was talking about, she was the sports department at
Yes.
KVWC or whatever. I assume there were more people at the Vernon Daily Record and Quanah paper, yeah?
Yeah,
You
we
didn't do
worked
it
together.
all. Okay. Oh, okay.
No, we worked together. She was in sports, and I was just news.
Yeah. Okay. Just news.
Just
So
news.
you didn't do weather, you didn't do sports?
No, she did
Just-
sports.
Okay. Okay.
Sometimes if she was on vacation, I would do sports, but
Okay. All right. All right. So then 94, you guys moved to Lawton, Oklahoma?
Huh?
All right. That's when you moved into the insurance business? Or no,
No,
you were
actually, I ran into Mark Henry, who was one of the owners at a Mexican food place here, and he said, "What are you doing here?" And I told him we'd moved, and he said, "Well, we need you at our store. Come see me." And so I transferred here for a few years.
The Gibsons.
Oh, with Gibson's you transfer. Okay, I thought maybe with the insurance.
No,
Oh, okay.
and
All
then
right.
and then it was later years. There was a couple at church that actually own our Disbuke insurance, and they were needing help and asked if I would be interested, and
Okay.
I kind of signed on from there.
All right. So Sondra,
That
what
was
did you
in
do? I'm sorry, what did
that
you
was
say?
in two that was in 2001.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. All right. So what did you do, Sandra, when you guys moved to Oklahoma in '94?
Well, I was the editor at it was a rural distribution cooperative. The in Vernon, it's Southwest Rural. You
Okay.
hear, and I went to work for Cotton Electric, and it was
Okay.
in Walters, Oklahoma,
All
and they
right.
had a full spread newspaper. So I went to work as editor for it,
Yeah.
and I stayed there for 7 years, and
Wow.
then I don't know how much you know about co-ops. They're kind of hard to explain, but uh, Western Farmers Electric Cooperative is the power plant, and we provide the power for 21 of the distribution cooperatives,
Okay.
and I was working for one of them. So I went to work at the power plant at the big place.
Oh, okay.
And so I went to work there, and they had, a magazine, and I was the editor of the magazine. And even though everything's now gone digital pretty much, I still write all the stories and handle all the communications
Okay. So,
for
so
for the co-ops.
okay. So as the editor, I mean, are you writing the stories or are you editing other people's stories? Did you have
Both.
other reporters? Yeah. Is that, and I
Yeah.
assume that's
No,
where
it's
the
just
English.
it's just me.
Yeah.
It's just me and one other two other
Okay.
people, and I'll edit some of theirs sometimes, but most of it is I'll just write the stories and gather the information
Okay.
and
I assume,
send it out.
but I assume that's where you talked about, English from
Yes.
Vernon at least came in play. And I assume, of course, your college experience in business communications. Um,
Mhm.
so would you call yourself a pretty good writer?
I don't know. I've been doing it for long enough.
Yeah.
30
Have you
years.
ever written books or
Well,
journals
I've
or?
helped we have a statewide organization that oversees all the Oklahoma co-ops, and
Oh,
they printed a couple of books. One was just on ice storms, and I had
wow.
some pictures in that. And then they did a book on old ghost towns,
Yeah.
and I wrote several of the articles in it.
Wow. Okay.
So
Cool. And Mark, so in insurance, you started insurance in 2001, you said, or maybe Sondra
Yeah,
said that year. Okay.
yeah, it was
And
2000.
and what kind of insurance do you sell?
Progressive American Farmers and Ranchers. We're an independent agent, so
Okay.
we've got a host of different ones we can put people with.
Okay.
We're not confined to one company.
So, but this is home, auto, just a variety of whatever you cover.
Yeah,
Is that okay? Life insurance too, I assume.
yeah.
Okay. All right. And so you talked about it, you thought it would be really boring. Has it been boring? So
It's
what?
always if the insurance company doesn't change the rules or storms or something going on, there's always something going on.
Yeah, yeah. And so is your job as an insurance agent? I never see the insurance agent. They just call me every now and then and say, okay, it's time to renew type thing. And it's really somebody who works in the office, not the agent per se. At least not the guy whose name is on the door. Do you have to get out and do my father-in-law was an insurance agent, as long as I know him. And for many years. And I remember he would spend a lot of time like at the country club or or meet people, go, talk to the people, and I guess that's how he did his business. Is that kind of what you do?
Actually, we're pretty in a pretty good location, and so we get a lot of walk-in traffic.
Oh yeah.
And of course, insurance has changed a lot through the years. People think they don't need an agent; they just want to do it on their phone. And then they come over to me and say, "What can I do? I did this and I did that," and then so I can't help you, or we can write you a policy, but people just don't know what they're
Yeah.
getting into when they start pressing buttons on their phone to buy insurance.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So you just help them to come in and get a policy with you. Some sort. Okay.
Yes.
All right. And so you're still doing that now?
Yeah.
All right. All right. And so Sondra, you're still with the co-op or
Yes.
yeah? All right.
Yep. 32 years.
Wow,
So
32 years. Wow.
mhm.
Okay. And so what do you guys do for fun when you're not at the co-op and you're not doing insurance? What do you guys do?
Watch TV.
Watch TV. All right. I do that too.
Yes.
We do a lot of church activity stuff,
Yeah.
so
All
there's
right.
always something going on, seem like
Okay.
We've
Yeah.
got a granddaughter that,
takes up a lot of our time.
yeah.
Yeah. How old is she?
7.
7. Okay. In grandparenthood wonderful?
Oh, yes.
I don't
It
know why you
is.
can't skip that step of having a kid and just go straight
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
drink.
Isn't that amazing? It's like why can't we be uh the the parent that our grandparent comes out? It's like
Yeah.
that. Like I'm sure my kids are like, well, I know my daughter has said, who is this guy? This is not the same guy that I grew up with. That kind of thing. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah. Our son says that. You wouldn't have let me do that.
right, right. It's fun. And
Within 20
so
years.
she said she's 7.
The girl, yes, our
Yeah.
granddaughter is.
And what are her activities? You said you took a lot of pictures of her. You take pictures. What are her activities and things that
Well,
you,
she just
you
got through. She just got through playing YMCA basketball.
okay.
So it's sports
So
and
sports. Yeah.
just some of her school activities.
All right.
That we,
Is
and
she into like? Go ahead. Sorry.
then church. Her and her
Church?
little friends at church
Yeah.
do a lot
Okay.
together. So,
All right. So is your son and your granddaughter, they're all right there in Lawton?
yes.
Grew up in Lawton, stayed in Lawton? Yeah. Okay. Very good. All right. So you have uh what were some of the risks you guys took in your early years, your 20s, maybe your 30s? Any risks?
Moving to Oklahoma
Yeah.
was
What
a
was
big
that
one.
like?
Yeah, it was because we'd both been born and raised in Vernon.
Yeah.
And then when I had a job opportunity in Oklahoma, it was like, Texas and Oklahoma. It's like
Yeah.
you're moving to Oklahoma, and but it's turned out, to be the best. I mean, a good opportunity.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. How about for you? You think the same way, Mark?
Yeah, I was just going wherever she went.
I can see that. Was there a day for each of you that it marked the end of childhood for you and said, okay, now this is the beginning of I'm an adult now? When was that for you guys? Either together or separately?
I guess probably we were on our own, after we got married. I guess that, but when we moved out of town, we weren't there. Both sets of
Yeah.
our parents lived in Vernon,
Yeah.
and we moved 75 miles away.
Yeah.
It's not a big distance, but that was probably, just being on our own
Mhm. Yeah.
totally.
Yeah. For you, Mark?
I felt like that I was a kid until both my parents passed away, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
You're always the kid, well,
Yeah.
no matter how old you get. And so it was just kind of really a reflecting moment when you realize, hey, I am me, and I'm it. I'm the grandparent, and
Yeah.
I'm the father, and I don't have all that anymore because that was just kind of a strange feeling to me. It still is to think about.
Hmm. Okay. Sondra, your parents still with us?
My mother is. My father passed away a few years
And,
ago.
and your mom's still in Vernon?
No, she's actually she lives in Norman with my brother
Okay.
and with me part of the time. She's with me now.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
We sent her to the back room.
Okay. All right. All
we kind
right.
of just she kind of just goes week to week, different between me and my brother.
Right. Okay. Uh, and so is there are there relationships that you've I assume you've kept some of your relationships from Vernon, your high school friends, or
Yes, some of them. Yes, I haven't done the best job of keeping up with some of them. Facebook, you see
right,
things going on with their families,
right.
but as far as calling or anything, every once in a while I'll call
Hmm.
a couple of them, but probably not as good as I should have done. So,
Well, when you think about your friendships in high school that you some you've kept and some that have gone away, what has that taught you about, life and as friendships fade away or move back in? What has that taught you either about yourself or about life?
some of the closest ones, I can just, even though I may not see them very much, I can still go to town and talk to them, and it's still
Hmm.
kind of just like you haven't been apart anytime.
Right.
But uh, some of the closest ones, yeah.
Yeah. And Mark, what about for you? Are there relationships that have faded away or relationship you still have that have taught you something about life?
Well, I think most of my friends would I kind of center around the ones around here now,
Hmm.
and there's a few people that you run into if you're in Vernon, and like Sondra said, it's like there's just that instant connection, and you can talk like you've been around each other for years. But for the most part, I focus on the ones we have around here now.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, and are there any either mistakes or tough seasons in your life that have ended up teaching you valuable life lessons?
Well, there's uh 21, no, 2020, I had COVID for,
Mm,
I know you said you had it for a few weeks.
yeah.
Um, I was in the hospital for 3.5 weeks on a ventilator,
Oh, wow.
and Mark couldn't find out anything.
Yeah, they wouldn't
And
let you in, right, Mark? They wouldn't let you in? Yeah, they wouldn't let
No,
my wife in. You're just there by yourself. So, okay, so I'm sorry, Miss Thunder, go ahead.
then I didn't know it, of course, at the time I was out, but
Yeah.
Tracy Gillespie had started posting updates on the class of 82 page.
Oh,
And I mean, just after I got out of the hospital and was back living again, um, you read those and it's very humbling. All those people that you knew in high school, they had things to say and were wishing you well, to get better. And it was just that kind of just makes you realize, well, you still know all these people. So
mhm.
you might
Yeah.
not see them every day, but it's still it changed me. I mean, it taught me that you still have lots of friends, no matter where you are.
Do you have any residual effects from the COVID?
Uh, a cough. Sometimes I'll get this cough, but
Hmm.
it's not as bad as it used to be. It's all
Right.
the doctor keeps a
Okay.
pretty close check on it, on everything.
And so, Mark, what was it like for you to have your wife in the hospital? You can't see her. What was that like for you, knowing how
well, it
much you
was
love her?
the thing was, they said we're closing down the hospital. I just take her into the emergency room. You have to go home, and I said, I have to go home. And yeah, you can't stay at the hospital. So, and you need to quarantine for 14 days. You can't leave your house. That was the longest 14 days of my life. And there's movies I can watch, there's games I can play, there's books I could read. None of that mattered, and it was literally, I felt like it was me and God, that God's the one that got me through it, because that's, just drives you crazy just sitting there thinking about it, and not knowing. I'd start off in the morning trying to call the emergency room, and they'd, oh, we'll call you back. Well, they wouldn't call me back, and then they wouldn't answer the phone, and I know they were swamped, they were busy, and it was an unusual situation for them. But it was that not knowing part that every morning, you start off trying to find out any little piece of information, and hopefully by the time you went to bed, you've gotten a hold of somebody that could tell you something.
Right.
Yeah, mine was, I was one of the first in the area. I mean, so they just shut down the hospital the day I went in. So it was a new thing for them too.
When you say why was the hospital being shut down? Do you know?
Well, shut down to visitors. I mean,
okay.
I put the quarantine tents up. They had tents up.
Yeah.
You couldn't get in.
Right. I remember my wife saying that she would bring me clothes, a change of clothes, and wanted to take back, whatever I had, 3 days worth of whatever. And they said, no, you can't have that. We're going to keep it here until, because it could have COVID on it or whatever.
Yeah.
And then so they let her in one time. I guess some nurse, took pity on her, I guess, and said, yeah, okay, I'll let you come in. And she was able to come to the door. I guess it was one of those kind of more sliding glass doors versus a closed wooden door. And so she was able to wave at me, and outside of being, on oxygen, and I felt fine because I was starting to get better. It'd been probably over a week since I had seen her, and but it was hard for her. So I can only imagine how hard it was for you, Mark. But yes, for you, Sondra, too, because you had the COVID and you're dealing with all and the nurses, and you can't sleep well, and I assume they had you sleeping on your stomach a lot.
I don't know.
You were out because you're on a ventilator.
I was out. Yeah, I was on the ventilator for 14 days, and
Gosh.
I have no idea. I have no idea what they did.
Oh, wow. And so they're not giving Mark any information either, sounds like. Oh, my
Nope.
gosh.
One time I got through and they said, well, she's non-responsive. And I just about I said, what do you mean she's non-responsive?
Yeah.
And the nurse said, she's not responsive. And I said, but what does that mean? And that's all she would tell me. And they were weaning her off they had her sleeping, and I guess they were weaning her off that medicine. And then the next morning when I called, she had came alive and pulled her tube out of her mouth, and didn't want it going back in, so they had to put her back under. So I knew she was fighting at that point. I knew
you were responsive then.
Didn't like it.
Well, what impact did that have on your relationship, your relationship together, if any?
Well, I guess I appreciate her a lot more than you get used to people. You get used to the things that they do for you. You don't thank them for it. When nobody's there and it's just you realize real fast that you're missing something.
So were you pretty much unresponsive, you said, for most of the time, Sondra?
Yeah, it was about 2.5 weeks,
weeks.
and then they took me off the ventilator, and finally I wasn't fighting it anymore. So they let me just lay there.
Okay. And did you have to go home with the oxygen for a while, or pass the test?
I thought we were going to, but no, I got past it.
You could breathe on your own?
Yeah.
That's great. Well, God bless you. I'm sorry that you had to go through that, because I know that's not, and I didn't have it near as bad as you, sounds like. Wow.
But it teaches you things.
Yeah. So what did it teach you? You talked about the
Oh, just,
friendships.
well, you just talk, I mean, you realize you're not, you're not, you're vulnerable. I mean, you can come upon anything. I never dreamed I would have COVID. They had talked about it, but
Right.
I
Yeah.
never thought about it. So, and then all of a sudden, here I am with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just the vulnerability of not being able to fight anything.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Seems like the thought of our own mortality kind of kicks in, I guess. And so what impact did that have on y'all's faith?
Well, shortly after that, I became an elder at the church, and I had never considered the possibility. Really, I always thought I don't want to be in a position like that. And after that happened, I realized that if there was a need for it, and if God wanted me to do it, then I better do it. So I stepped up to do that.
So you got a calling to be an elder. Okay. Great. How about with you, Sondra?
just knowing that they didn't know what to do. I mean, I wasn't getting any better, and
Mhm.
they weren't sure what to do. And of course, I didn't know it, but just helps you realize it's anything can happen.
Yeah.
So,
All right. So what are the major milestones, either personal, professional, that you guys have looked back on and say, oh, this is where I can plant the flag of this happened here and here's a milestone. What are some of those for you guys?
our son being born, that kind of
Oh, yeah.
changed everything.
Yeah.
And
What year was he born?
99.
August
99.
3rd.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, he just had a birthday. Okay. Happy
Yes.
birthday.
Yeah. He
All right.
just turned 27.
27.
So,
All right. All right. So having a child. Yeah.
mm,
Other milestones?
Well, taking over the business is a little bit different than just working in business when
Yeah.
it's your.
Yeah. So you considered self-employed? Is that or no?
Yeah. I'm a LLC. I'm the business is all in my name.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. So getting your own business or becoming, are you the, uh, well, so having a child, I guess moving to Oklahoma, leaving Vernon, that's kind of a big deal. Sounds like the COVID incident may have been a milestone for you. Not necessarily an achievement milestone, but something you can look back on as, or is it?
yeah. Haven't
Okay.
forgot it.
Yeah. So, we've been through a lot of events, in our lifetime. We've had we had the tornado in high school. We've had, the Challenger shuttle experience, 9/11, those kinds of things. Uh, how did you guys get through those things? Were those even a big thing for you?
The tornado, I was still at school and waiting for my mother to pick me up, and she was in the cellar. So
Yeah.
it was a
Yeah.
while before I got picked up, but that was something you don't forget.
Yeah, you
And
don't.
just, and the other several things, I was in college and we had to write term papers on them.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Challenger,
Yeah.
we had to write a paper on what if we were the public relations
Oh, what would you
for
say? Yeah.
that. Yeah, we had to write a paper on what we would say.
Yeah.
And in that case, and that was kind of interesting. So
Yeah. Where
just,
were you guys when the tornado hit? Where in high school were you?
I was still there, but we were around those pods.
Yeah, I remember I was in English Miss Heights class. You weren't in that class, were you? Because we were
No, it was
sitting
the
around those.
seventh period
Yeah,
class.
yeah.
And uh, I remember I went out on the porch because I thought my mother was there.
Oh,
But
yeah. Okay. But
then,
she wasn't.
no, no. But then they told us all to get around those pods and get
Yeah.
down.
Okay.
So I remember how dark it was.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, because you can see that where you were in the pods, some of the pods they circled, you could see the courtyard, and others were
yes,
the back wall. Were you looking at the courtyard? Could you see
yes,
that? Okay. We were probably very close to each other because I know I was
yeah,
right
probably.
outside there. Mark, what about you? Where were you?
I was walking home
Were you?
and I was going down that, I forget, what was that college? What is that road that runs to school? High school? What road is that? Anyway, one of those roads. They got this, it's that long straight road that goes back towards my parents' house. And my next door neighbor just happened to stop and say, "You don't have to be walking," and they picked me up, and we'd barely gotten home, and that hit. So it's a
Yeah.
wonder I was in the middle of it.
Wow. Oh, it's amazing. All right. And I can remember, do you remember Dr. Farber at Vernon Regional Junior College? You remember him?
Yes.
I can
Uh-huh.
remember he came in and he didn't say a word. He just walked up and he wrote on the chalkboard, "The Challenger has just exploded," and then I think he let us go. I don't,
Yeah.
I just remember him quiet, didn't say a word, just wrote it up there, and that was like,
Yeah, that was it.
what? Yeah. All right. So you guys were in Vernon for quite a while after high school. How did that shape you? And then moving to Lawton, what impact did that have on you?
A lot bigger town. We
Yeah,
didn't know, we didn't know what to expect, but everything is right here.
yeah,
And now it's like when we get home, we're there. We're not going anywhere. It's just you want to
yeah,
stay home,
yeah.
but mainly just bigger, more opportunities to shop or whatever
Yeah.
you wanted to do.
Some
So
stuff to do.
someone told us before we moved, they said, "You just don't understand that while you're here in Vernon, you're moving at a certain pace. It's just an easy, slow going pace. And when you go to a bigger city, you're going to find that pace is a lot faster. And you're going to be wishing you were back here in Vernon because it's a lot easier pace of life." And in some ways, I see what they're talking about. I've never regretted moving here. It's funny now thinking that we don't have any really connections to Vernon. As many years as we lived there, we
Mhm.
don't have any connections there now. But
Right. Hmm. Okay. Uh, so what is something about y'all's journey in life that we may not know on the surface that you want people to know about your journey? Or is there?
I don't know.
we just can't give up. You have to keep plugging along and trusting in the Lord, because you don't know what that next hurdle's going to be. But He'll get you through the storm that you're in at the moment if you just give Him the chance.
And what did parenthood and grandparenthood, what has that taught you?
Patience.
Yeah. Or
How
lack of.
so? Yeah, how so?
I always tell Bryce he wants to know why we didn't have another brother or sister, and I told him he was twins because he was so hard to keep up with. So we were just like twins.
All right. All right. So learn a lot of patience with Bryce.
Yes.
Uh, and what does Bryce do for a living?
He works in maintenance at a bank
Oh,
here in
okay.
Lawton.
All right.
The HVAC. He wanted to go
Oh, okay.
HVAC stuff. And then
Yeah. Learn a trade. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. Well, what do you hope that your story teaches or inspires others today? What do you hope they get out of it?
Pretty boring. Um, I don't know.
Hmm. Okay. How about you, Mark?
Well, I don't know that there's any big big thing, except that you just got to keep plugging along.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. So you're gonna write a letter to your high school self. What would you tell Sondra? What would you tell Sondra? And Mark, what would you tell Mark if you wrote this letter to yourself?
Kind of just uh, build confidence. I mean, you've got to keep your confidence around to be able to do whatever you want to do, and just keep going and trying, and then knowing you can't please everybody all the time. And
Mm-hmm.
I tend to want to do that sometimes, and but you've got to learn that's not going to happen. So
Yeah.
just be positive and just keep working hard.
How about for you,
But
Mark?
retirement is coming up.
Yeah.
So
All right.
3 years maybe.
3 years. Okay.
So
I think I would tell myself, you're in a hurry to get out of high school, and you're in a hurry to get a good job, and you need to cherish what you have while you got it.
Mhm. Cherish what you have. That's good. Good. All right. So Sanjay, you talked about retirement and maybe in 3 years.
oh yeah, maybe. It depends. I mean, I'm not ready right now,
Yeah.
but some days
All right.
I'm eligible, so I've
Okay.
got my years in, but I'm fine.
Yeah. You love what you do? They talk about people don't retire because they love what they do.
Yeah, I still like it.
All right. Good. All right. And Mark, what about you? What's the future look like for you in terms of continuing work or retirement?
Well, I plan to keep working as long as I can. I enjoy the insurance business, and I don't see it to where, what happens to people a lot of times when they retire, they either find out, well, I need another job, or they die. They say, I'm going to go on these, they have all these grand plans. I'm going to travel. I'm going to do this. And then they end up getting sick and dying. So I would
Yeah.
rather just keep plugging along.
Okay, that makes sense. I remember Mark, there for a while, when my Facebook first came out, I'd have Facebook, and then I got rid of it, and then because of reunions, you have to have Facebook so you can see when the reunions are. Uh, but I remember I think I shared this with you at one of the reunions. You were writing something, or you were posting like your thoughts, or there was something you were doing on Facebook. Do do you remember that? And what was it?
Well, now a lot of it when Sondra was uh, in the ER and I was home by myself, I would write things a lot of times about God and faith, and I still do some of that, probably not as much now, but I try to use Facebook now as, something to make someone smile. Or there's so much political crap
Yeah,
and so much depressing stuff out there. I just tried my best to do something positive
yeah,
that's going to bring a smile to someone's face.
yeah. I can't. I don't remember the specifics of what they were that you were writing or what you were posting, but I remember enjoying them and sharing with you what that was. And I'm embarrassed to say I don't remember them being spiritual. I thought they were more humorous or like a thought like, oh, I never would have thought that way or whatever, but I can't remember what you were doing.
But sometimes if I think something um, hits me funny, I might put it out there too. A
Yeah,
twist on words or something.
yeah. All right, that's it. All right, so what do you want people we talked about our mortality, and at some point, we all will leave this earth. What do you want people to remember you as or by? What do you want them to say about you?
I don't know. Hopefully it will be good. That I like to encourage other people, and hopefully, you know, I've done that some
Mhm.
where it's made a difference.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay. Mark, what about for you? You want to be
Well,
remembered?
you heard the one about the preacher asked the three ladies that said, when your husbands are dead and I'm doing their funeral, what would you want me to say? And the first one said, well, I want you to say he was a good Christian man. And the second one said, well, I want you to say that he was a wonderful father and a great family man. And the third one said, oh, look, he's moving.
Oh, that's funny. All right, that's a good one, Mark. Who knew you were a fighter and a funny and a jokester? Who knew that? Oh man, that's good. All right. Is there anything that I haven't asked that you want to share, or that something that's pressing on your heart that you want to just offer to folks?
can't think of anything.
It seems like a lifetime ago when you look back through these yearbooks.
Yeah,
You look back and you think, "Wow!" It
yeah,
seems hard to believe that's been that long ago, and sometimes it seems like it was just yesterday.
yeah. It's we're in our 60s now, and 45th reunion is coming up next year. Hopefully, I think we'll have one. Whoever plans that, these things just kind of happen. I guess the elves and the people get together, and
Yeah, I'm playing
it
it.
just shows up. Like I just get to go. So okay. Well, I really appreciate the two of you. And Mark, you talked about you're an elder in your church. You said you wanted to go into youth ministry, but that didn't work out. Uh, but it sounds like you guys are pretty involved in your church. Do I have that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The reason I didn't want I thought youth ministry, but when I went to college, I found out real fast that when someone found out that youth ministry was my uh, major, they would change around me and they wouldn't talk to me. And I said, I can't handle this. I don't want to go through life and think that everyone's trying to hide things from me because, oh, he's a youth minister, don't talk to him. And so it really bugged me at the time. I don't think it bugged me so much now, but
Yeah.
it did
Yeah.
at the time.
I think I've had several pastors over the years talk about the minute you're talking, you meet people, and all of a sudden everybody's telling jokes, doing whatever, and then they say, "Oh, say, what do you do?" I'm a minister or I'm a youth pastor or whatever. And all of a sudden people change. They hide their beer or whatever, So that's interesting. So now when you tell them you're in insurance, what do they run away scared or what?
Oh, sometimes they want me to tell them about health insurance, and luckily I don't mess with health
Yeah.
insurance.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. All right, folks. Well, I really appreciate you two saying yes. It's been enjoyable to hear your story, to you coming together, and that Mark, you stayed the course and you got the girl that you wanted, and you got caught kissing her. So that's an amazing story. The fact that you got into a fight too, that's interesting, man. But hearing how that your life just kind of took off and you had these careers in Vernon and then took the jump and moved to Lawton, Oklahoma and had a son, have a granddaughter. Sounds like life is pretty good. And I don't know about the word boring, but it sounds like it's sometimes lively is not always good, you
Yes,
know.
I know. That's right.
So I think a nice quiet life is sounds pretty good to me. I don't know. It sounds like you guys are doing well. So I really appreciate. I love the way the Lord has worked in your lives and in your marriage, and you guys did pretty well on knowing one another in that Cupid game we played. So I appreciate that as well. Uh, I look forward to seeing you hopefully at the reunion. And Again, thanks again for being who you are and for you guys to have always been very quiet yet kind and sweet individuals. And I'm sad to say that I didn't know you very well, didn't get to know you very well in high school. But thanks for talking with me today. I
Well,
appreciate
thanks
it.
for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, thanks for your idea on talking to you together. I think that's
Yeah.
that's a good deal. I liked it. It's different, but good. All right. Well, okay, everybody. That's a wrap on this special episode, the Cupid episode, with Mark Boykin and Sondra Stewart Boykin. We hope you all enjoy it, and you all take care, and God bless. We'll see you all down the road.
Thanks, Ray.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of In a Flash, the Years Go By podcast. If today's conversation reminded you of home, of Lion Pride, or of a chapter in your own life's journey, you're in the right place. Be sure to subscribe, share the episode with another Lion, and keep spreading that Vernon Lion spirit wherever you are. And if you'd like to be a guest or nominate someone with a story worth telling, reach out. We all would love to hear from you. And until next time, remember, Lions, we back you, says the class of '82.